There's a great racing legend with Can-Am as the moto side of off-road may remember. In 1973, Can-Am took on the world, and before anyone could react, the trophies were flying off the shelf and into the hands of greats such as Gary Jones, Marty Tripes, and Jimmy Ellis. First things first, the Renegade 800 has a whopping 800cc V-twin Rotax engine and has massive amounts of torque with a brutal 62 horses to add to that. The engineers over in Valcourt decided that if they position the cylinders in an 80-degree V, it will lower vibrations that can become bothersome to the rider. If the sound of 62 ponies is a little intimidating, the younger sibling, Renegade 500, is more than willing and able. At a class-leading 40 horsepower, this tamed-down version of the Renegade 800 is definitely no slouch and is more than enough machine for most riders. EFI, or electronic fuel injection, provides easy start and crisp throttle response in any climate or elevation. It also greatly improves fuel economy. These are both the popular engines that propel riders down the trail on the Outlander and the Outlander Max. Power from both of these mighty engines is sent through a fully automatic CVT or constant velocity transmission pulley system similar to that found in snowmobiles. This system always has you in the perfect gear. To further adjust what kind of power is put to the ground, be it low-end torque or high horsepower wheel speed, Can-Am has equipped these machines with a high-low range gearbox. The ability to shift to low range in those instances where a lot of torque is needed, like let's say pulling your buddy out of a big mud hole, greatly increases belt life and the chance that he or she will be able to drive their own ATV home. Unlike pretty much all other sport quads, Can-Am has decided to go out on a whim and outfit the Renegades with four-wheel drive. The Visco-Lock four-wheel drive system supplies power to the wheel or wheels that need it when they need it, not the wheel in the air like the other three-wheel drive four-wheelers. A simple push of the button, and you're ready to tackle the toughest of terrains. And last, but definitely not least, in the final step to getting the power to the ground are 6-ply radial ITP whole-shot tires. These racetrack-proven tires hook up superbly on most terrains, only to lack somewhat in muddy situations. But with the wheel speed of the Renegade, the bike seems to float over these sticky situations. We wanted to take the quads to a place that had a lot of variation so we could get a sense how these rides handled in a variety of situations and riding environments. The Renegade felt right at home on open trails that allowed higher speeds, but as forest closed in tightly, we had to be much more attentive. The power to get these quads up and moving can be very deceiving when it comes to the actual size of the machine. Although braking is quite good, braking hard into a corner quickly reminds you that you are driving a 600-pound plus ATV. To make the sport quad rider feel much more at home, Can-Am opted for independent front and rear brake controls for 2008, as compared to the single lever control found on the 2007 Renegade and the Outlander models. This allows the rider to gain a lot more control in those high-speed cornering situations. As we've come to expect from BRP, the design team of the Renegade looked to the off-road racing world to sculpt its suspension. The Baja truck-inspired trailing arm-style independent rear suspension feels very stable and keeps the machine firmly planted, especially during high speeds. And with 75% fewer moving parts than traditional A-arm-style IRS, weight and maintenance costs stay down, while rider confidence will move up. The Renegade 500 comes fully equipped with motion control front and rear shocks, which are calibrated perfectly for the machine, soaking up everything an off-road terrain can throw at you. From washboard stutter bumps to those unexpected craters, the wheels of this machine are always on the ground, allowing the driver to be in control. The 800cc Big Brother steps it up a notch with HPG or high-pressure gas shocks, which provide unbelievable fade-free rider-adjustable performance comparable to higher-end aftermarket shocks. With so many great features in the power and handling departments, the electronics are often overlooked. But once you slip into the driver's position, they will not be taken for granted. The easy-to-read multi-function gauge tells the driver everything he or she needs to know with just one glance. 4 60-watt projector beam lights provide exceptional visibility. Another nice feature is the DESS, digitally encoded security system key, which provides greater assurance that your machine will be where you left it. This system is virtually impossible to beat and will ensure that if the machine does go missing, without the key, it won't be going much further until taken to an authorized BRP dealer. So there's just one question that needs to be answered. Is it a sport quad or a utility ATV? To us, it's the best of both worlds. Handling comparable to that of a sport quad satisfies most sport enthusiasts. Power, low range, and Visco-Lock four-wheel drive to keep you at the front of the pack while riding with your utility buddies, but don't rub it in. You'll have to be nice enough to them in hopes that they'll carry your gear on the racks for you. Lack of storage is the only thing missing from the Renegade in the utility class. Riding the Renegade is about as close to driving a rally car as most of us will ever get. Riding these machines always causes us to envision blasting around a rally course in a Subaru WRX. Drifting will become a part of your riding style. Controlled slides become an every corner occurrence. Although not necessarily needed, it sure is fun. So to the utility riders out there, the Renegade truly reminds you just how fun sport quads can be while still being able to go anywhere and everywhere the big boys can go. And to all the sport quad enthusiasts, just be reminded of Subaru's infamous slogan, and you too will be a believer in the beauty of all-wheel drive.